Oh my god. Is IPKPJers in here? This guy triggers me so fucking much. I feel like people have a really bad, like, I feel like people don't understand hindsight at all. This guy triggered me and I dinked his HP because I was so triggered. And now he's like really upset that he just realized his HP got dinked to the subreddit. Okay, so IPKBJers, he was trying to make this contention that he said early on. So he was saying, I said early on that the reason why your internet was lagging was because of a bad node split, okay? Or because of congestion or whatever, right? But there's no possible way for him to know that, right? It's literally just a shot in the dark, just a total fucking shot in the dark. The only way when you can the only way that we could actually know that is when we started to run the ping plotter. And then when we started to run the ping plotter, it became pretty apparent that it was a congestion-related issue. That's when things became very, very, very clear. So this guy explains it, like, this guy explains perfectly why I was so upset and he got downvoted. Let's just jump on the downvote train. Oh yeah, I saw that conversation. It was mostly the outcome independence aspect of it. It's basically like betting on the Broncos to lose to the Rams. So the Rams win. It doesn't make you a genius analyst. It makes you an idiot because every possible statistics / common sense analysis points against the Rams winning. Don't really know football standings from recent memory, but I assume Broncos equals stellar team, Rams equals shit team. So even though you were right about the internet problem, you were still an idiot in the context of the information you had at the time, which is exactly true. There was no possible way for anyone to know exactly what my internet problem was, right? And if you looked at my chat, there were like a million fucking guesses, right? The internet or your router is fucked. The drop needs to be changed. The fucking the modem might be bad. It's something with your computer. Somebody's just lightly DDoSing you a ton. Like there were a trillion different guesses, and there was no real way to actually know what the problem was. Like congestion was one guess, and it turned out to be the congestion thing, but like there was no way to actually know that. Like. And then when you go to Destiny, pretend as if you knew all along what you couldn't have known what the problem was. You can't really blame him for getting wrestled. And then he says, I never pretended that I knew all along. But then he keeps saying that I told him I had a good feeling his internet connection was probably local node congestion. I never pretended I knew all along. I told him I had a good feeling his internet connection issue was probably local node congestion. And then this sentence at the end confirms that he's doing the hindsight problem, right? This is the confirmation that he doesn't understand why what he's saying is stupid. Then lo and behold, a few months later, that's exactly what it turned out to be, right? This is independent clause. I don't know. This clause at the end here, like, confirms that he did feel like he knew all along that it was because of congestion. But there's no possible way for him to know that, right? It was just one guess out of the 50 million people guessing in chat. I never even said I guaranteed it was something like local node congestion. However, the fact that it was local node congestion allowed me to be smug as fuck about the fact that it was. Like, what? No. Oh man, I got hella rustled at Cake and MikeCom for suggesting it was my fucking router. Holy shit, I got fucking hella ass pained. You can ask him about that conversation. Okay, I still think you're retarded as fuck, but I'm gonna... Your tier 4 armor is shining through. There you go. IPKPJers. The only way he'd know is if he recognized the patterns from personal experience. Okay, but the problem is, like, do I really need to break down like a whole statistical analysis of why this is a bad guess? Like,
they unleashed their harshest.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Let me do something real fast. Okay, This is unintuitive, okay? This is very unintuitive, okay? I'm telling you, okay? You can go and do all the independent research. Don't take my word for it, okay? Use what I say as a starting point to go do your own independent research, okay? Human beings are very, very bad when it comes to doing like statistical analysis and like outcome-dependent events. Like when it comes to deciding if you made a good decision or a bad decision, these are things that humans cannot do this intuitively. You have to turn your frontal lobe on to full fucking blast, and you have to hardcore logic out these positions, because intuitively it doesn't work. You can't figure this out intuitively. I'm telling you that the entire basis of the casino industry is built on that exact thing, that people do not understand statistics over a long period of time when they're personally involved, okay? People have selective memory bias. People have all sorts of cognitive biases that just fuck their mind when it comes to remembering if they made a good decision or a bad decision, okay? So, yeah, that's just like, you don't have to believe me there. You can go and read a whole bunch of things. Like every fucking psychology fucking experiment and the entire casino gambling industry is based on this fact that people are unable to intuitively figure out if they're making a good or a bad decision, okay? It's just when multiple choices are involved and you've got a percentage chance tied to each of those choices, okay? So let me do something real fast, okay? Let's say that you have 5 children in the hospital, okay? Let's say that you have 5 children in the hospital, and all of these children are displaying the symptom of coughing, okay? Now, let's say that there is an equal percentage chance. Let's say that there is a 20% chance that all of these outcomes are equally probable, okay? So we're going to say 20% chance of any of these outcomes being equally probable. Now, let's say that of some of these outcomes, let's say that you've got things like, it could be, I don't know how to spell this word, pneumonia? Is it P-N-U? P-E? So you've got pneumonia, you have a cold, you have the flu, you have cancer, and you have what else makes you cough? Allergies. We'll go with that, okay? Now, let's say that somebody steps into the room, okay? And this person's like, okay, this person is coughing, all right? Now, if you have pneumonia, you can definitely have a cough. We're not going to say the difference between chest or a wet cough versus just a dry cough. I don't care. Okay. But we'll say like, okay, cancer doesn't cause a cough. Of course, cancer can cause coughing. So let's say that you have a cough, okay? And the person is like, okay, well, this person definitely has pneumonia. Like, trust me, coughing is a symptom of pneumonia, and he has it. Now, it could be these other problems, but my money's going to be on pneumonia, okay? So, let's say that we go through the medical process, a diagnostic process, and we do everything. And then let's say that we finally find out that pneumonia is actually what it was, right? So let's say that this earns the check mark, okay? Not even lung cancer. It doesn't even have to be lung cancer to cause coughing, guys. Any kind of tumor, even unmalignant that grows in any part of your respiratory tract can adversely affect your ability to breathe and can cause coughing. Come on, guys. So let's say that it's pneumonia, okay? Now, the guy at the beginning who's standing here who said, well, I had a good feeling it was pneumonia, right? I had a good feeling it was pneumonia. And lo and behold, it was pneumonia, right? So what's the problem here? What's the problem? Well, there's 2 huge issues that are going on here. One, this guy made a guess that was statistically bad, which means this is a negative expected value guess, okay? We'll talk about this in a minute, okay? So he had a 1 in 5 chance of being right. He put everything on the 1 in 5 chance and felt good about it. And because that 1 in 5 played out, which we would expect it to do 20% of the time, he was right and he felt like he made a good decision. This is a very common thing about how people think, okay? This is very common. You make a 1 in 5 thing and then you say like, oh yeah, wow, I was really good. For common examples of people doing this, people do this in every part of their life all the time. How many times have you played CSGO and people are like, all right, let's go 5-cat. You go 5-cat, there are 3 people sitting on A site and you all die. And somebody goes, oh, fuck, why did we go cat? We should have went fucking tons. I knew we should have went tons. Well, no, you didn't really know that. You know that now that you have all of the information that it was impossible to have when you were making the initial decision, right? So if you send 5-cat and 3 are on A site and they all kill you, or they all grenade stack it for some reason, you die, it didn't make it a bad decision. You just got unlucky, right? It wasn't a bad decision. It was just unlucky. That's fine, right? But that's a very unintuitive feeling, right? And you'll find that time and time again. People in CSGO will say things like that. And in other games, tons of people in tons of games will say things. They will evaluate an outcome, or they'll evaluate the decision based on the outcome, which isn't good. It sounds, and that's so unintuitive. Like, okay, well, I made a good decision and I got a good outcome. Therefore, it was a good decision. No. Or I made a decision, I got a good outcome, good decision. I made a decision, I got a bad outcome, bad decision, right? You can't do that. You have to make decisions with all the information available to you, and then you have to make the best decision possible, knowing that there's a chance that you could be wrong, right? So let me explain why, okay? Let me explain exactly why. Let me explain exactly why this is a problem, okay? So here, you have the same doctor. Now, this doctor now is hailed as a genius. Okay, good job, doctor. Using very limited information, you were able to figure out that dude had pneumonia. You were able to figure out that this guy had pneumonia, and you were fucking right. So now, we're going to implement a hospital-wide policy on on this kind of stuff. So now let's say that you get 500 patients coming into your hospital, okay? 500 patients are coming into your hospital now with coughs. So what's going to happen? Well, the doctor is going to say, all of these patients have coughs. Now, if I apply the exact same logic that I used last time, I'm going to say that every single one of these patients probably has pneumonia because you know how to cough. Well, he's going to be right 1 out of 5 times, right? He's going to be right 1 out of 5 times, but now all of these people are fucked. This is a negative expected value decision, right? A negative, now this is the important part to remember because people have so much trouble with this. It's not intuitive, okay? Negative expected value does not mean you will be wrong 100% of the time. Negative expected value means that over a long course of time, you will be wrong most of the time, 50.001% or 51% of the time, right? So even though this doctor, he might have the first patient come in and he has pneumonia and he's right. The second one might come in and he has pneumonia and he's right. But over the long haul, this will be a bad
When
way.
I have sex, I use the pull-out method as birth control. Haven't gotten anyone pregnant yet. I knew it would work out.
Nice
Peppy.
job. Death Company. Wait, I lost you? How did I lose you? What do you not understand? Destiny, why do you assume he will just diagnose pneumonia again? Well, because he diagnosed it here without having all the information, right? So do you see the problem? Do you see why I would get, or like if I was a doctor, I would be irritated if this guy was super smug. If this guy was like, I knew he had pneumonia, I told you, right? So that was the reason why I got irritated. That was the reason why I got irritated with the IPK pile jumpers guy. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if we can find the post. Jesus, fuck, this guy posts a lot. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna be able to find it. Holy shit. This guy's like a fucking Reddit professional. If you lose nothing by guessing wrong and 1 out of 5 times you can be smug as fuck. It's definitely a positive expected value guess. Okay, yeah, that's true. Holy shit, this is a while ago. Destiny, could you accept the possibility that familiar with these types of problems may have changed that intuition to feel more? No, I can't. No, because that's not true. And I can explain why. Hold on. He set it up here again, too. I remember back months ago when I told Destiny it was probably local node congestion, and he told me no. LOL. Because we didn't have that information at the time. Oh my god, the hindsight. Oh! I don't know how far back I have to go. Did you check his log to see if he actually said that? No, it doesn't matter if he did or not. I don't even know if he actually said it. What the fuck? Did he not? Did he delete his? Oh, I wonder if I deleted his posts. Oh shit, I might have because I was fucking raging hardcore. Oh, he was wrong about his internet issue not being local node congestion. First of all, I never said that my issue was not local node congestion 100%, right? I brought that up multiple times to the Cox people, but every time I brought it up, they said that all of their diagnostics said that it wasn't local node congestion, right? So who the fuck am I? Because we weren't running the ping plotter yet, right? And he wasn't bringing these things up when we started running the ping plotter. When we started running the ping plotter, that was the only time that you could actually make a definitive statement saying, okay, this looks like it's congestion because the times are very clearly correlating to very specific times of the day, because every test I'd ran before that had shown bandwidth issues at varying times of the day, right? It wasn't until you ran the ping plotter you could actually say these things, right? Maybe you could call it a guess, but it was at least an educated guess because I've seen enough local node congestion, both on the internet and dealt with it myself in real life, that I'd be able to at least know about it. But this is why I would get so upset, because there's no possible way that he could know that it was, unless he was in my neighborhood running tests. All he sees is my bandwidth getting fucked. Maybe the company is throttling me for some weird fucked up reason. Maybe I do have a faulty fucking router. Maybe I do have a faulty NIC. Maybe I do have a faulty modem. Like, these are all possible explanations that are, like, at this point, pretty much equally likely, unless he'd known how much I'd personally diagnosed my equipment. Maybe there was a fucked up drop in the backyard. Maybe the tap in my neighborhood is bad. Like, it could have been any of these fucking things that he had no fucking idea. I don't even know how we got onto this. Anyway, I don't know why we're even discussing this, but that's why I got some out of this guy. Oh, because I was explaining why I dinked him his HP. Oh my god, this fucking rustled the fuck out of me. All right, we're gonna just play. Let's just go farm, okay? All right, I'm done. Destiny, he's talking about the fact that you told him it wasn't local node. Yeah, because at the time, all the information said it wasn't. So, I mean, they diagnosed it as not being local node congestion, so you move on to the next thing. I'm not just going to sit there and be like, oh, well, I think it's definitely this problem and just, like, stay on there forever. Like, you move on to the next thing and you keep diagnosing.